What's up, rock fans? Chris back here in the old rock and roll garage. Thought I'd talk about like the 90s. Well, I guess the late 80s, early 90s when music was really changing a lot. You had a lot of grunge coming in and a lot of alternative. I think you had band, obviously, it was it was a lot of mix. You know, everybody's like, oh, grunge ushered in the new music. But I think, you still had bands like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction and a lot of more the Black Crowes were still doing something different. Guns N' Roses was obviously there, even though they made a record and then disappeared and gave us a bunch of shit. And well, I can go on about Guns N' Roses anyway, but there's some lost bands, that kind of got thrown in, lost into the mix, disappeared, and you might be missing some great records. The first one I want to start out with, a little Rick Rubin record here, The Four Horsemen. Definitely some fun three-chord rock and roll if you like three-chord rock and roll, big AC/DC sound. I think, since Rick didn't get the Black Crowes in, he wanted to have his own kind of like that sound of band. We know the story behind what Rick was trying to do with, the Black Crowes and trying to get them to change their name, but that's a different story. But so you have this. I think this came out not too long after the Cult's Electric record. I'm not sure, you can look it up. But definitely a little hidden gem in rock and roll from Rick Rubin and the Four Horsemen. If you never had a chance to listen to it, I would recommend that you go out there and check it out. Some great songs on here. Just kind of looking at the inside of the CD cover. I think that's fun there. You get some advertisements for your, I was talking about physical media the other day and how, there's a funness about it. Even with CDs, they were still trying to at least make it fun. So, you get a little advertisements for some music stores there, and maybe give them a call, see if they're still open. Who knows? Who knows, huh? Maybe they're still selling guitars and records and stuff. Anyways, if you have never got to check out this record, The Four Horsemen. Horsemen, man. Let's play that. Let's see if we can get some stuff. There we go. Nobody thought it was easy. There you go. Maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't. I don't know. No, it's not playing. Have you ever guys heard this before? Hey baby, I'm just going to give you some excerpts from it so you kind of get like a gist of what this record's about. Like I said, I think Rick was really like looking for that, that kind of Black Crow sound, and he went out and found these guys. But then, you get this. Rockin' is my business, which is fun. He said I can't play too much of it or fucking YouTube's gonna strike me on it. So I gotta keep skipping ahead. So can't stop rocking. But you kind of get the idea. It's a lot like the Cult record, isn't it? It's super a lot like the Cult record. That's just that straightforward, fun fucking three-chord rock and roll. Like definitely some AC/DC influence here. But I think that's what Rick. Yeah, it's fun, right? Yeah, you can dig it, huh? I know. This is a fun one. I'm just running through them. This is Moonshine. Just trying to give you guys an idea. I can only do so much. And then, YouTube's going to fuck me. So I turn it down. But yeah, if you get a chance, you should check out The Four Horsemen. Let's go into Moonshine a little bit. Let's see if we can get into that song a little bit more. Give you a little. So I'm just kind of like. So, a hidden gem from Rick Rubin right here, and the guys at Four Horsemen. I think, like, the lead singer and the bass player both died. The lead singer, got thrown in jail a few times, and Well, I guess it was a train wreck from the beginning, and that's why we got this record, and there wasn't much more after that. So.